Have you ever felt like your legs just aren't keeping up with you anymore? Maybe your feet get cold even when it's warm outside. Or you wake up with cramps that make you wonder if you'll ever sleep through the night again. Perhaps there's that heavy, dragging feeling, like your legs are weighed down with lead. If any of that sounds familiar, don't just brush it off as, "Oh, I'm getting old." I used to think that too, until I learned the truth. It's not always age. More often than not, it's poor circulation quietly stealing the life from your legs. And trust me, it's not something to ignore. It can lead to serious trouble like blood clots or even heart issues down the road. But here's the good news. You don't need fancy pills or hours at the gym to turn things around. I've found 4 natural vitamins in 3 dead simple habits that can bring your legs back to life. And they're so easy. Anyone can start today. Stick with me until the end, because I'm going to share a little secret that my 72-year-old neighbor Mary from Texas swears by. She went from hobbling around her kitchen to strolling through the park with her grandkids. All thanks to what I'm about to tell you. Ready to feel decades younger in your legs? Let's get started. First up, let's talk about the star of the show, the #1 vitamin that's going to save your legs, vitamin E. Now, I know what you're thinking. Vitamin E? Isn't that just for skin or something? Oh, it's so much more than that. Think of vitamin E as the oil that keeps your blood running smoothly, like a well-tuned engine. Without it, your blood can get sticky and sluggish, pooling in your veins and raising the risk of dangerous clots that block the flow to your legs and feet. But here's where it gets really exciting. Vitamin E doesn't just stop there. It also boosts your body's production of nitric oxide, a little magic gas that tells your blood vessels to relax and widen up. Imagine your arteries like tight garden hoses. When they loosen up, blood gushes freely all the way to your toes, warming them up and chasing away that heavy feeling. Let me tell you about my friend John, a 75-year-old retiree from Florida. John used to complain all the time about his cold feet, even in the middle of summer down there, when the rest of us were sweating buckets. He'd sit on his porch, wrapped in a blanket from the knees down, looking miserable. I asked him, "John, have you tried vitamin E?" He gave me that skeptical look, but I convinced him to give it a shot. I told him to grab a small handful of almonds, about 10 or 15, every day. Almonds are packed with vitamin E, and they're easy to snack on. 2 weeks later, he called me up, practically shouting through the phone, "I don't need socks to sleep anymore. My feet feel alive again." That's the power of vitamin E. It's like flipping a switch to get your circulation humming. Now, here's the best part. You don't need to go hunting for some rare supplement to get this miracle worker into your life. It's hiding in plain sight in your kitchen. Besides almonds, you can find vitamin E in sunflower seeds. Sprinkle them on your oatmeal, or a little avocado mashed on toast. Even a drizzle of olive oil on your salad does the trick. These foods don't just give you vitamin E. They come with other goodies that make it work even better in your body. I'm not saying supplements are bad. They can be a backup if you're really struggling to get enough, but real food is the way to go. Why? Because too much vitamin E from pills can thin your blood a bit too much, especially if you're on meds like blood thinners. John's doctor gave him the green light for almonds, but if you're on medication, check with yours just to be safe. Here's a quick tip to make it fun. Next time you're at the store, grab a bag of sunflower seeds or a jar of almonds and keep them by your favorite chair. Snack on them while you're watching TV. It's like a little treat that's secretly saving your legs. I started doing that myself, and I swear my toes don't feel like ice cubes anymore. And listen, if it worked for John at 75, it can work for you too. Your legs deserve to feel light and warm again, not stuck in that cold, heavy rut. Call to action. Hey, let's make this a movement. If you're ready to give your legs the vitamin E boost they've been begging for, start today. Grab some almonds or sunflower seeds and snack your way to better circulation. I promise you'll feel the difference. Drop a comment below and let me know, are you in? Press 1 if you've already tried vitamin E and it's working for you. Or press 2 if you're starting today. I can't wait to hear your stories. But don't go anywhere yet. We're just getting warmed up. Up next, I've got a story about Susan, an 80-year-old from California who shocked me with how she got her legs moving again. And trust me, it's a vitamin you've probably never thought of for circulation. Want to know how to keep your blood flowing strong like you're 50 again? Keep listening. You won't believe what's coming. Alright, welcome back to VitaGoHealth. If you're still with me after hearing how vitamin E turned John's cold feet into a distant memory, you're in for another treat. We're moving on to a vitamin that doesn't get nearly enough credit. It's like the quiet hero working behind the scenes to keep your legs happy. I'm talking about vitamin K2. Now, I'll bet most of you are thinking, vitamin K, isn't that just for blood clotting or something? Well, yes and no. There's more to this story, and it's a game changer for seniors like us. Let me tell you why this little-known nutrient could be the key to getting your legs moving again. And I've got a real-life story that'll make you a believer. Here's the deal. As we get older, calcium starts acting like a troublemaker in our bodies. It's supposed to stay in our bones, keeping them strong, but sometimes it sneaks into places it doesn't belong, like our arteries. Picture your blood vessels as flexible pipes. When calcium builds up inside them, it's like cement drying on the walls, making them stiff and narrow. That's a condition called atherosclerosis, and it's a big reason why so many of us struggle with cold feet, pain when walking, or those ugly varicose veins. But vitamin K2 steps in like a traffic cop, directing that calcium back where it belongs, into your bones, not your arteries. The result? Your blood vessels stay soft and open, letting blood flow freely to your legs and feet. Let me tell you about Susan, my 80-year-old neighbor from California. Susan's one of those people who refuses to slow down. She's always been the type to tend her garden or walk to the mailbox. But a couple of years ago, she started complaining about her legs. "I can't make it halfway down the block without stopping," she told me one day over coffee. "My feet hurt, and they're always cold." I asked if she'd ever heard of vitamin K2, and she gave me a blank stare. So I did a little digging and told her to try something simple. Add a few slices of Gouda cheese to her lunch. Gouda's loaded with K2, and it's tasty too. A month later, she knocked on my door with a big grin. "I walked the whole street yesterday, no pain, no stopping," she said. "I feel like I've got my legs back." That's the magic of K2. It quietly cleans up your arteries while you're enjoying your sandwich. Now, you might be wondering where to find this stuff. There's vitamin K1 in leafy greens like kale and spinach, and it's great for you. But K2 is the real heavy lifter for your arteries. You'll find it in fermented foods like natto, a sticky soybean dish from Japan, or in egg yolks, liver, and certain cheeses like Gouda or brie. I know natto isn't everyone's cup of tea. It's a bit funky smelling, so don't worry. A couple of egg yolks in your morning scramble or a slice of cheese with your crackers will do the trick. Studies show that people who get more K2 have way less calcium buildup in their arteries. Some say up to 50% less. But here's a heads up. If you're on blood thinners like warfarin, talk to your doctor before loading up on K2, because it can mess with how those meds work. For most of us, though, it's a safe, natural way to keep the blood flowing. Let's add a little habit to supercharge this. Something so easy you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. It's called the legs up the wall trick, and it takes just 10 minutes a day. My neighbor Mary, 72, from Texas, swears by it. Mary used to tell me her legs felt swollen and heavy by the end of the day, like they were begging for a break. I said, "Mary, try this. Lie on your back, scoot your hips close to the wall, and rest your legs straight up against it." She started doing it every evening while watching her favorite show. Gravity pulls blood down to our feet all day, but flipping the script like this lets it drain back to your heart without any effort. A week later, Mary called me up. "My legs feel so light now, no more swelling." Research backs her up. This simple move can cut leg swelling by 30% and even ease the strain on your heart over time. You don't need fancy gear or a gym, just a wall and a few minutes. Call to action. So, one way to try this out. Here's your challenge. Tonight, grab a piece of cheese for vitamin K2 and put your legs up for 10 minutes. Your legs will thank you. Drop a comment. Press 1 if you're ready to try the legs up trick, or 2 if you've got another tip to share. Let's get those legs feeling fantastic together. Hang on, though. We're not done yet. Next up, I've got a story about Tom, a 70-year-old from Ohio, who found a vitamin that made his heart and legs work like a team again. Want to know how to keep your circulation pumping strong? Stick around, you're going to love this. Hey there, VitaGoHealth friends. You're still with me, and I'm thrilled because we're rolling right along on this journey to save our legs. So far, we've got vitamin E oiling up your blood and vitamin K, too, keeping those arteries clear. Pretty amazing, right? Now, let's talk about a vitamin that's like a secret weapon for your heart and legs, working together to keep you moving. It's vitamin B3, also called niacin, and trust me, it's a game changer most people don't even know they're missing. I've got a story about a guy named Tom that'll show you just how powerful this can be. So stick with me. Here's why vitamin B3 is such a big deal. It's like the traffic controller for your circulation. As we age, our blood vessels can get narrow and stiff, and cholesterol starts gunking up the works. It's like a highway with too many roadblocks. That's when your legs and feet start feeling the pinch. They're at the end of the line. So if blood flow slows down, they're the first to suffer. Niacin steps in and tells those blood vessels to widen up and relax, letting oxygen and nutrients flow smoothly all the way down. But it doesn't stop there. It's got a double whammy. It lowers that bad cholesterol, LDL, that clogs things up, and boosts the good cholesterol, HDL, that keeps everything running clean. Back in the 1950s, doctors used to prescribe niacin to heart patients because it's that good, and it still holds up today. Let me tell you about Tom, a 70-year-old from Ohio who's been a buddy of mine for years. Tom's the kind of guy who loves tinkering in his garage, but he started noticing he couldn't walk to the store without feeling wiped out. "My legs feel like they're made of concrete," he told me one day, "and my feet are always cold, even inside." I asked if he tried vitamin B3, and he shrugged. He'd never heard of it helping with that. So I suggested something simple. Add some grilled chicken to your dinner a couple times a week. It's packed with niacin. He gave it a shot, and 3 weeks later, he was back at my door, grinning ear to ear. I walked to the supermarket and carried my groceries home. "No stopping, no heavy legs," he said. "Even my head feels clearer." That's niacin for you. It's not just about your legs. It gives your whole body a lift. So, where can you get this wonder vitamin? You don't need to overthink it. It's in everyday foods you probably already have. Chicken's a great start. A small piece gives you a solid dose. Fish like salmon or tuna works too. And if you're not big on meat, lentils and eggs are fantastic options. Even a handful of peanuts can chip in. The beauty of getting B3 from food is that it's gentle, no weird side effects. Now, a quick heads up. Some folks take niacin supplements in high doses, and that can cause a flushing feeling. Your skin gets red and tingly for a bit. It's harmless, but it can catch you off guard, like a sudden hot flash. Tom stuck to chicken and fish, and he's never had a problem. Food's the safest bet unless your doctor says otherwise, and it tastes a lot better than pills. Let's pair this with a habit that's so simple it's almost funny. Walking on your tiptoes for just 1 minute a day. I told my friend John from Florida about this one. You met him in part 1 with the vitamin E almonds. John's 75 and loves his morning routine. So I said, try this. When you're brushing your teeth, stand on your tiptoes for a minute. He laughed at first. What's that going to do? But he gave it a go. Here's why it works. The little muscles in your calves act like a second pump for your blood. Every time they squeeze, they push blood back up toward your heart, fighting gravity. A few days later, John called me. My feet feel warmer already. It's like they woke up. Studies say this tiny move can boost leg circulation by 25% in no time. You can do it while you're waiting for your coffee to brew or even chatting on the phone. No excuses. Call to action. All right, let's get moving together. Tonight, cook up some chicken for that vitamin B3 boost. And tomorrow morning, try a minute of toe walking while you brush your teeth. It's so easy, and your legs will feel the difference fast. Tell me in the comments. Press 1 if you're a B3 fan already, or 2 if you're ready to give it a shot. I want to hear how it goes for you. Let's keep those legs strong. Don't wander off yet. We've got one more vitamin coming up, and it's one you've heard of but probably underrated. Plus, I've got a chilly little trick that Tom swears by to kick his circulation into high gear. Want to know how to keep your blood zipping through your veins? Stay tuned. You're going to love this next part. Hey, VitaGoHealth family, we're at the final stretch, and I'm so glad you've stuck with me. We've covered some heavy hitters already. Vitamin E to keep your blood smooth, K2 to clear your arteries, and B3 to power up your heart and legs. Now, let's wrap up with a vitamin you've definitely heard of, but might not realize is a circulation superstar, vitamin C. Yep, the same stuff we grab oranges for when a cold's coming on. It's got a secret talent for keeping your legs happy too. And I've got one last habit that's a little chilly but oh so effective. Plus, a story from Susan that'll make you want to start today. So let's dive in. Vitamin C might sound basic, but don't sleep on it. It's the foundation that keeps your blood vessels strong and flexible. Here's how it works. Your body uses vitamin C to make collagen, the stuff that holds your veins and arteries together like a sturdy net. Without enough of it, those vessels get weak and brittle, letting blood pool instead of flowing. That's when you start feeling numbness, cold feet, or those annoying nighttime cramps. Worse, weak vessels can raise your risk of clot sneaking up on you. But with a steady supply of vitamin C, your circulation stays on track. It's like giving your legs a daily tune-up. And the best part, it's so easy to get. No complicated tricks required. Take Susan, our 80-year-old friend from California. You met her in part 2 with the vitamin K2 cheese trick. Susan's a night owl, and she used to wake up with leg cramps that'd ruin her sleep. I thought it was just part of being old, she told me one morning, rubbing her calves. I said, Susan, let's try something simple. Eat an orange every day. She started slicing one up for breakfast, and a couple of weeks later, she was beaming. No more cramps keeping me up. My legs feel so much better, she said. That's vitamin C doing its quiet work, strengthening her veins so blood could move like it's supposed to. It's not flashy, but it's a lifesaver for seniors like us who want to stay active. So, where do you get it? You already know oranges are a go-to. One a day gives you plenty. But strawberries, kiwi, spinach, or bell peppers are just as good. Pick whatever you love. I like tossing a handful of berries in my yogurt or slicing a pepper into my salad. It's a little burst of flavor that's secretly fixing my legs. Now, a word of caution. Supplements can work if you're short on time, but don't overdo it. Too much vitamin C from pills can stress your kidneys. I've heard of folks ending up with stones because they went overboard. Stick to food, and you're golden. It comes with extra nutrients that make the C even more effective. Susan's proof. Her orange-a-day habit was all she needed to kick those cramps to the curb. Now, let's add one final habit, and fair warning, it's a bit chilly. It's the cold water trick, and it takes just 3 minutes. My buddy Tom from Ohio, you met him in part 3 with the vitamin B3 chicken, swears by this one. Tom used to say his legs felt lazy by afternoon, like the blood just wouldn't move. I told him, try this. Splash some cold water on your legs from the sink. No need to freeze in the shower. Cold water shocks your veins into tightening up, pushing blood harder and faster. It's an old survival trick from way back. Tom gave it a go, standing at his sink for 3 minutes, splashing away. Next time I saw him, he laughed. My legs woke up. They're not dragging anymore. Studies say this can boost blood vessel flexibility by nearly 30%, and you don't have to brave a full cold shower. Just a quick splash works wonders. Here's how to make it fun. Do it while you're washing dishes or brushing your teeth. Turn a chore into a circulation boost. Tom does it every afternoon now, and he says it's like a reset button for his legs. Pair that with your vitamin C from an orange or some strawberries, and you've got a 1-2 punch to keep your blood flowing strong. So, let's wrap this up. You've got the full toolkit now. Vitamin E keeps your blood slippery and clot-free. Vitamin K2 clears out artery junk. B3 widens the roads and powers your heart. And vitamin C builds strong vessels to tie it all together. Add in those habits. Legs up for 10 minutes, toe walking for 1, and a 3-minute cold splash, and you're set to save your legs. I've seen it work wonders for Mary, John, Susan, and Tom, and I know it can for you too. Imagine walking with your grandkids, gardening, or just feeling warm and light in your feet again. That's what this is all about. Call to action. Ready to take charge? Start today. Grab an orange for vitamin C. Splash some cold water on your legs, and try one of the other tips we've covered. Do it for 7 days, and come back to tell me how your legs feel. I bet you'll be amazed. In the comments, press 1 if you love the vitamins, or 2 if the habits are your favorite. And if you're serious about keeping your legs strong, hit that like button and subscribe. Next week, I'm sharing 5 cheap foods that turbocharge your circulation. Let's keep this going together. See you soon.